Morning, fellas. We're starting in here today. Let's see. It's come on, focus. It's that time, that date. We're in my office, and we're looking at this gentleman's website, YouTube page. We need to. I'll go visit him. He's working on a nice shop and a '67 Camaro. So, and he asked me a question about my rapid air system. So we started in here. We'll go out to the garage. Haven't done anything on the Camaro. I cleaned up the shocks and the coilovers and got those back on. But answer his question, how do I like it? I like the system a lot. It works out great. See, it comes around. You got it following the conduit. Goes over to there. There's a port there on the wall behind the toolbox. You can see the air hose. I've got enough hose that we've been kicking around and putting another outlet right there in that wall. But still, that's another day, another time. Let me turn on a couple of lights and I'll show you where I'm at on the car. Hope everybody had a good New Year's and a happy Merry Christmas. Didn't do anything on the car. Like I said, it's cleaned up and put the shocks back on. And we were trying to figure out why the rear end wouldn't go down. And sat there, and you can see I did the links from the sway bar, which is right up here. But if we come down here, you can see that my drive shaft loop shifted. And the drive shaft is sitting on that, which is not letting the rear end come around or drop down. So I'm going to have to drop the exhaust and take the drive shaft out and then figure out why the drive shaft loop shifted on me and get that back in and positioned and then put everything in, and I bet you I'll be able to drop the rear end down. If you remember, the goal was to bring it down. I had it at this mounting hole to bring it down to this one on the 4-link setup. Oh. Sorry for the shaky cam, but I had to get off the ground. So, that's it for today, and that's today's project. So when I get more, I'll turn this back on later. Hey fellas, it's a little after 10. Yeah, about 74 in here. And yes, I do have the heater going. If you guys didn't watch New Year's Eve here down at the strip, last several days, the highs we've been getting is the mid to upper 30s. And then we've been very windy, and with the wind chill, it's freaking cold. I moved here from northern Illinois to get away from the freaking cold. It looks like it's this winter it seems to be following us, but we'll be up in the upper 60s next week. So that'll be a good thing. So I got the mufflers out of the way. I got the U-bolts undone on the drive shaft. And you can see how the drive shaft loop has shifted. So I wonder how that shifted and why, because when it was in there it was perfectly vertical and now it's shifted. So that's the next thing to come back out, and then we'll pull the drive shaft and we'll figure out why this thing shifted on me, and then we'll drop the rear end down, put it in the right holes, and start putting this thing back together. So when I have more, I'll turn this back on later, guys. Well, the drive shaft's out. The dry shaft loop is out. I wonder why that's spun though. I have to figure that out. It's part of the Heights 4-link kit in the back. Now I should be able to drop the rear end and put it in the upper mounting holes, tighten that back up, and start putting this thing all back together. So that's the game plan for today. So when I get more, I'll turn this. Oh, hold on, wait a minute, guys. I need to clarify something first. Is on Willwood, when I was calling and wrote those folks a letter, it was because of a mistake that Tucker Classic Automotive did when they ordered the system. So the only thing Willwood is doing is not answering my emails or my letters. I will be calling those folks on Monday though. It's after the holidays, everybody should be back to work, and I will be calling them Monday, and the first question will be why didn't you answer my letter or my emails, and see what they have for that. But the main culprit here is Tucker's. They totally screwed up when they ordered the system and the kit in the first place. Didn't listen to me on what I wanted, and now we pay the price. But I needed to get this into a roller to continue on working, and I knew I was going to have probably about a couple of months in here where I couldn't paint. As always, thanks for watching. Later. Hey fellas, ran into an issue, and I'm going to have to stop for the day, but it's because I think I need to talk to Heights. But I knew this was an issue back when I first assembled the rear end, but I got a simple fix for it. Okay, on the panel bar you can see bracket, you can see where I put some marks, so I'm going to try to do this one-handed. So if you see that if you put it in and I don't even have it up, that the coil is going to hit the bracket. Sorry about going in and out of focus, but I'm trying to hold this and hold the shock in place and everything else. So I'm thinking of just, I can't talk. Grinding a radius into this on both the top and the bottom. The rear end is in where it's supposed to be. I mean, I can go maybe 1/8 of an inch one direction or another, but basically it's there. I'm going to throw a couple of measurements on it and everything else to make sure, but we'll see and take a look. But I'll call Heights on Monday and talk to them. This is the last time I'm going to be messing with this, so I want it to go back together good, and I want to use the top holes. Yeah, we had it on this hole. They were tight, but they weren't hitting. And this bracket and this bracket, as you can see, is welded right here. And I think it's a welded assembly. Then it goes onto the rear end and gets welded when the rear end comes from Curry. So I don't know. So but I have to call it quits for the day, and we'll pick this up next week. Tuesday is my last day at work. Actually, my last week official is the official last day at let me turn this around. Tuesday is officially my last day at the city of Henderson. Hold on, guys. Sorry about that. Oh, the clock's going off. Yeah, Tuesday will be my last working day. Next week will be my last official week with the city, and then my retirement starts. So I'll have all time in the world to work on this, so I don't feel that there's going to be a need for any rushing anything. The only thing is I got a 3-week window. If I don't use, I got a friend, an acquaintance, let's say, who's willing to let me use his paint booth when I want to paint the car. So we'll probably jam it here, take it to his booth, spend the weekend there, paint it, and bring it back home. Not real sure on that yet, but we'll figure it out. But yeah, I'm gonna tinker with this rear end a little bit more. Call Heights and see what they have to say, and then we'll get rolling on this. What was it, Mr. Fireman 164, the one I started off with this video this morning on. Check him out. He's building a shop, he's insulating it, and he's getting ready to sheetrock it. Also, he's got a 67 Camaro. He's ripping the back end out of it, doing quarters. Looks like outer wheelhouses, taillight pan. I don't know if he's doing a trunk pan or not, but check him out. And so that's about it. So, as always, thanks for watching. You guys have a good day. Later.